What's up, everybody? I'm gonna be doing this video about a holiday coming up pretty soon. Well, it's actually already occurring. It's called Mabon or Albanelfa, depending on your tradition. It's supposed to land on either September 20th, 21st, or 26th, depending on you, I guess. Some people call it Mabon or Maboon or whatever. Pronunciation is not that important. The books of list I'm citing are going to be included on the right, and if I forget to, just remind me in the comments. First, I'll just be reading a little bit from the book of Sabbats. Mabon is the autumn equinox. The Sabbath is named for Mabon, the Welsh god who symbolizes a male fertilizing principle in the Welsh myths. Some mythologists equate him as a male counterpart for Persephone. As a day of balance between light and dark, it was not unnoticed by the English and the Celts, but as a Sabbath it went unobserved by them until the Norse invaders brought it into prominence and placed it between Lughnasadh and Samhain. It's the second of the three harvests, with the number 3 in these conquered lands associated with the triple goddess, and when the act of completeness, they adopted this tradition wholeheartedly. There are several poems and things in the book that you can use. They have recipes for heather wine, which makes 4 bottles, and a blackberry wine. It's also not uncommon to make a grapevine wreath decorated with little moons, one this way, one this way. A baked apple pie wouldn't be inappropriate. The symbolic horn of plenty is commonly cited on altars and in sacrifices. Well, not sacrifices, excuse me, offerings, because a lot of people call this sort of the witches' Thanksgiving. A pecan pie wouldn't be out of order for you Texas witches. Quilting is also a common thing this time of year when it's starting to get nice and cool, and it's important to have some blankets to keep you warm. I'll move on from this book. I'm citing right now Sons of the Goddess by Christopher PenCzak. It's Mabon is child god of the underworld, and at this holiday the god of light makes his journey into the underworld after his sacrifice with the grain. A lot of people also like to do the rituals and things like this on this holiday, sort of on in a harvested field. That'd be most appropriate. And some people like to go around looking for offerings to the god and goddess. It's not, completely out of the question, even though this is a time of the god leaving and the goddess following him. Let's see what the Book of Shadows for New Generation says. There's all kinds of information. Meaning of the word is divine youth. Age of the holiday is 3,000 years or older. Popular mythos, death of the harvest lord, although some attribute this to Samhain, and king and queen of the harvest. The astrological sign is 1 degree Libra, and it's associated with air and cardinal. The planetary ruler is Venus. Some things you can do is dip leaves in paraffin wax and use these in your rituals, or bless them and give them to friends as gifts. It's not out of the question. You can make a little corn husk dolly, which I've done several times, just on full moons around this time. It doesn't have to be specifically for this holiday. Perform your ritual, like I said, in a harvested field. Visit a local orchard to find deity offerings. And important thing, guys, anytime you go to these fields or you go to an orchard or anything like that to get offerings, make sure you thank the field spirits and the fields themselves for what they provide you, because a lot of people forget to do that, and it's very rude. So now I'm citing Coven Craft Witchcraft for 3 or more by Amber K. Some things to do. Throat's a little bit parched. One thing to do is decorate your temple and altar with yellow, orange, and brown, with sheaves of corn and grain and cornucopia overflowing with fruit, like I said earlier. Squash or whatever vegetables are native to your area. It's important to use native things, because the spirits you're going to be dealing with in your area are probably more partial to things that grow in your area, and that could be the reason that they grow there. So it just stands to reason. Harvest herbs and vegetables from your own garden, giving thanks to the plant devas and the Lord and the Lady for the gifts of the earth, and gather seeds and bless them for next year's garden. Select ears of corn or a bundle of wheat to be the bride and in bulk, and welcome her into the house. Also do this for a male figure. This book is probably a Dianic book. If there's a male part, I'm adding it in. So, harvest gourds, then dry and paint them to make shamanic rattles. Some gourds have seeds that rattle, or you can fill them with dried corn, beans, or pebbles. This is kind of cool, and it'll be good for Sam Hain when the gourds are going to be dying off because it gets colder. So it's a good time to do that. Meditate on that which you have achieved so far this year. Appreciate yourself, your energy and skills, and bask in the glow of your accomplishments. It's not a time to gloat, but rather a time to reflect and be grateful and acknowledge all the blessings in your life. Perform ritual magic to give yourself the power, love, and wisdom to finish projects which are near completion. Make your endings as enthusiastic and adept as your beginnings. This is a time, like I said earlier, when the god is leaving and the goddess is following him. So it's very important right now in this time of, which it's called dying, but in the pagan scene we see death as just transformation into an ending turning into a new beginning. So if you're doing anything right now, it'd be a good time to finish it completely and utterly, and to be as thorough with your finishing as you are with your beginning. Create Bellarmine jugs with the image of Bel or Dionysus on them. You can use oven-fired clay for the god face and make your own wine or mead in them. Be sure you use non-toxic glazes. That's very important, guys. If you can go to pottery stores and places like that and be sure to ask that you don't the glazes you use are for things that you're going to be actually eating out of. Oh, and fermenting things, and sometimes the fermentation process can bring out toxins in glazing products that normally wouldn't be toxic. Play the squash game with your Coven family. Sit in a circle and roll a squash back and forth to each person. The recipient shares their plans for finishing their personal harvest in the next few weeks and asks for any help they may need. This game used to be literal, but now it's sort of metaphorical. When you say your own personal harvest, you mean anything that you need to get done soon that you wish you would have help for, and you would ask your family or friends for help with it. Say farewell to the sun as his power wanes. Hold a spiral dance at your ritual. I'm not familiar with spiral dancing, but I'm assuming it's something having to do with spinning and whatnot, so a lot of this is impromptu, so have fun with it. Celebrate the harvest with a great feast of wholesome natural foods and all the gourmet specialties you and your friends have prepared with love. This is a great time, guys, for feasting and going all out, just because the cold months are coming soon and things are going to be difficult, and there will be more feasting and happy times to come. But for some people, this is the worst part of the year. People who are affected with seasonal affective disorder, things similar to that. This could be bad. So enjoy it. Alright? Merry met. Blessed be.